Hello, how are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on wherever you are located in the world. Um, I wanted to come and talk with you just for a little bit. Something that's been just something I've been actually meditating upon. Something that I believe the Most High dropped into my ruach earlier today, and I just couldn't shake it. I couldn't get it out my system. I couldn't get it out my ruach. Oh, okay. I was thinking on a job that I had, and I'm I do customer service. I've been in customer service for many, many years, and I offered customer and tech support in this particular job that I was at for customers that submit online applications for a product, okay, or service, and we started having a lot of customers contact support about issues they were having with submitting an application. The application would not they could not submit the application, and we went through the whole shebang. We had the development team look into if there was something going on with the coding, or if something was just off. If it was a technical issue, or if it was user error. Okay. Um, when I say user error, for those of you who don't know what that is, if you have a problem with something, doing something, finishing something, completing something online, it's two categories that can cause the problem. You either There's a technical issue. That means there's something going on with the website. There's something going on with the application. There's something going on within the technology of the system that is preventing the website to work the way it's supposed to and the way it was meant to work. Okay, it could be a technical issue, or it could be user error, meaning that the customer is not doing it right. Okay, the customer, and that could be a plethora of different things that the customer is not doing to be able to complete the application. Okay, so technical or user error. So we automatically, I don't want to say automatically, but we just thought it was a technical issue. And then one day I sat back and I looked at different cases I was assigned, and I looked at all of the characteristics, looked at the profiles and the accounts and what have you, and I noticed one common thing, one common denominator with all the accounts, right? I noticed that all of these customers refused to answer the race question and the ethnicity question. And I was sitting there and I'm like, no, huh? No, really? And I kept, looking and looking and doing my research. And I'm like, and it turned out all of them had the same issue. They refused, or maybe they skipped by accident. I don't know what was the issue, but no, you guys know me. I'm saying they didn't want to answer the questions. They didn't want to answer the race question. They didn't want to answer the ethnicity question. Therefore, those were two required questions. If you don't answer those questions, you're not going to be able to submit your application. It's not going to work properly. You're going to contact us, and you're going to be really, really upset. And you're going to it's your system, and there's something wrong with your system. Fix it. Because the customer is always right, right? Well, we got to fix the system. Yes, let's figure out what's going on with the system. And there was nothing going on with the system. It was the customer. You did not want to answer the race and ethnicity questions. Okay. And the Most High brought me back to that memory, because that was something that was like really, really big. And once we figured it out, it was like, bruh, really? Really? So I was like, oh, here we go. I get to let them know. Listen, parent. Listen, customer. Listen, whomever. You need to answer these two required questions. If you don't answer these two required questions, you're not going to be able to submit an application. You're not going to be able to do what it is that you want to do when you get on our website. It's not going to work properly for you. And the Most High brought that memory back to my recollection, and he just spoke it to me so succinctly and clearly. It was just like, boom, it hit my spirit. I wanted to run around my house. Say, daughter, just like those customers didn't want to answer the race question, just like those customers didn't want to answer the ethnicity question, there are people in the land today that don't want to answer the race question. There are people living and breathing today that don't want to deal with the race issue. Now we want to erase race. I don't see race. I don't see color. How many times have we heard that? And it sounds sincere and it sounds pure. I don't see race. I just see you as a person. But the longer that you say, I'm not going to answer the race question, the longer I pretend like race is not an issue when it is an issue. It may not be your issue, Mr. Colorblind, but it is an issue that was intricately interwoven into the fabric of everything this country stands for from its inception centuries ago. Now, because it's trendy, now, after the pandemic is over, now after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, Sean Batham, after all these high-profile lynchings and assassinations, the Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland. The list is too long. After all these, now the world is like, I don't want to see race. Oh, race is such an ugly thing. I don't want to see it. It doesn't exist. Just click my heels together and it will disappear, right? And the Most High said, no, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You got to deal with the race question. You know, when they first started asking about race and ethnicity on applications, online applications for whatever, it wasn't a required question. So a lot of us, meaning people of African descent, would skip the question because it wasn't required. Or we will refuse to identify, or no answer, prefer not to answer. We will give a reply like that. But lately it has become a requirement. Now, help me to understand. If we're truly, as a nation, I'm not talking about individuals that, I don't say race, and can't we all just get along and, let's lock arms together and be brothers and sisters. Wait. Before all of this, why, in the course of 2 or 3 years, the question of race and ethnicity has gone from an optional question to a required question? I'm going somewhere with this. Stay with me. But more and more individuals and progressives and people who are, some people who claim to be Christians and whatever, don't want to deal with the race question. Don't want to answer the race question. Why is it that the people, the powers that be, and there are powers that be in this country, are requiring people to answer the race questions? And why are people afraid to deal with the race question and the race issues? Why? Why are we running away from the race questions and the race issues, y'all? We cannot be healed. No. You don't just get to gloss over the racism, the race question, after centuries of abusing us, oppressing us, raping us, lynching us, murdering us, making us work for free. Wait a minute. Tearing up our families, performing sexual and medical experimentation on us. What? Trafficking us, human trafficking and sex trafficking. What? And then when those things became so-called illegal, you set up laws that were intrinsically, the purpose of the laws was to continue to enslave and oppress those of us of African descent. And you went from the chattel slavery to systemic racism, starting with Jim Crow laws, and just systems were set in place in the bank system, in the criminal justice system, in the government, in the educational system, in the housing market, in economics. Systems were set in place to continue to keep us in bondage, i.e. systemic racism. To put chains on us as a people. To keep our families fragmented and exploited and poor. And disenfranchised. Not able to take care of ourselves. As a people, I'm not talking about individuals. Centuries of this. Now you don't want to deal with it no more. You think it just disappeared like Puff the Magic Dragon. It doesn't work like that. You can't skip over the race question, people. You can't skip over the race question. You have to. It's a required question. It's a required question. If you try to skip over it, you're not going to be able to submit the application. You're not going to be able to move forward and do what it is that you need to do until you answer the race question. You can't skip over the race question. You may be uncomfortable with the race question, because it makes you look at the reality of where you really are when it comes to race. Be that as it may, you cannot avoid the race question. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to answer the race question. You can't skip the question no more. You can't avoid the hard conversations any longer. It's necessary. You have to answer it. You have to answer the question. We know you didn't set it up that way. We know you don't like it. We know it was your ancestors or your forefathers, your fathers, your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, that set up the systems, that set up the race questions. And now you have to answer for it. It's not fair. We didn't commit slavery. But your forefathers, they did. And they put the systems in place so that long after they were gone, you would be able to benefit off of our misery. So it's time to answer the race question. Don't skip it. You won't be able to move forward till you do.